Welcome to the demo of the Rose Technologies Fortran to C# conversion utility. The program that we are using in this demo is an auto loan demo. The program will look up an interest rate based on a credit score and then determine a loan payment for an auto loan of $20,000 over a 60-month period. The first subroutine that gets called is Get Loan Parameters. This subroutine opens a parameter file called carloanparameters.txt. The subroutine reads in the loan amount and the credit score. The first function that gets called is getLoanRate. We pass in the credit score of 703 to get the interest rate. The second function is loan payment. This function determines the monthly payment based on the amount of the loan, interest rate, and term of the loan. The last routine that gets called is amortization schedule. This prints the entire amortization schedule to a text file in a report. One thing to notice is that most parameters are variables, but the term is hard-coded in the calls with a value of 60. This is important in how these parameters are set up in C#. The parameters that are only variables in each call are passed with the ref keyword. The parameter passed as a hard-coded value is passed without the ref keyword. First, let's look at getLoanParameters. This opens the parameter file and reads in the loan amount and the credit score. This demonstrates reading from a text file and the conversion of the \/ character in the file name. The parameter variables are common variables declared in the loan.common.f90 file. The loan.common.f90 file is included in this file as well as the run_demo.f90 file. Let's take a look at getLoanRate. This is set up to illustrate how the select case in Fortran gets converted to a switch case in C#. The case statement in Fortran has more flexibility than in C#. In Fortran, we provide ranges of values. In C#, we need to provide specific values for each case. This can easily be handled through some minor code changes in the converted code. The loan payment function is only a couple of lines of code. It does take advantage of the dnint Fortran function and uses the double asterisk exponential operator, which gets converted to a function call. Amortization schedule writes to a text file. This demonstrates writing to a text file and also the conversion of the \/ character. I will run this Fortran program, and we can go to the amortization report.txt file and see the output. Notice that the numbers over 1000 do not include commas. Now let's open the Conversion Utility Workbook. You can see the files in the project are listed in column A, starting at row 2. There are settings to let the utility know where to find the Fortran files, where to write the converted C# files, and a report file. I will click the Run Conversion button, and we can see the progress as the conversion is happening. If we go to Variable and Method Summary Sheets, you can see that there is detailed reporting on the variables and methods in your project. Let's take a look at the report output file. There is important information about the case statement range discussed earlier. Now let's go to the output folder and copy this output into the C# project folder that has already been set up. This output folder has the 5 files in the project and also the allobjects.cs file and the loancommon.cs file. Let's go into the Visual Studio so we can see the updated files. First, let's go to getLoanRate.cs. You can see the to-do instructions left by the conversion program. Let's fix that up by assigning a new variable the first value in the range. I have set up the logic so you don't have to watch this being typed in. Now the project built successfully. Now let's look at the parameters. If we go to the getLoanParameters.cs file, we can see the file name being set using the setString method, which sets the length of the str parameter file variable to 40 characters. And you can also see the \/ gets converted to a double \/ for the C# language. We can also see here that the common variables are part of a C-sharp class called loan common, and their values are being set here with the use of the obj.io class, which reads the parameter file. If we go to the rundemo.cs file, we can see the variables have the ref keyword preceding them. The hard-coded 60 does not. If we then go to the loan payment function in the loans.cs file, we can see that the ref keyword only gets applied to the first two parameters, not the loan term. The conversion utility looks at each call to determine if a parameter can be passed using ref. While we are here, you can see the implementation of the dnint function and the exponent that was converted to a call to the pow function. The coding for these functions is in the Fortran.cs file. Now let's take a look at amortizationschedule.cs. You can see the backslashes are doubled for how C# handles this character. You can also see the obj.io object in action, which creates and writes to the output file. The source code for the obj.io object are in the file iosilver.cs file. Now let's test the program. I have built a unit test that calls run demo. Let's run the unit test and take a look at the output file. You can see the output file looks nearly identical to the file produced by the Fortran program. The only difference is the numbers are now formatted with commas. Thank you for taking the time to look at our demo in action.